Say hey, Yellow Jacket football fans. Welcome to the 13th week of Locker Room Predictions, and that's right, it is the 13th week. Coach Luke, our high school wrestling coach and one of our guest pickers, cannot be with us today. He's busy with classwork. But joining us is Calhoun's head football coach, Coach Clay Stevenson. Coach, how you doing?
Pretty good, thawing out a little bit, but good to go.
Yeah, it was a little cool at practice this morning. I happened to stop in, folks, and I was dressed warm. So let's review what happened last week. We got a tight one going. All three of us tied for first place last week. 15 out of 20 correct. That's 75%. However, I'm bringing up the rear. I'm three behind the co-leaders. Coach Clay and Coach Luke both have 169 correct out of 228 for 74% percentage. I'm down at the bottom at 166. So if what I need is Coach Clay and the Yellow Jackets to get to week 15 to have a chance to get back in this.
That's right. That's the plan.
That's the plan. All right, here we go. All right, we're going to lead off with the high school picks first. With the Yellow Jackets hosting Douglas, and Coach Luke picks the Yellow Jackets. What about you, Coach Clay?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game.
It is.
You know, these first two rounds have been tough, but got our hands full with Douglas. So looking forward to a good Friday night to lead us into Thanksgiving break.
This is a very athletic team. They do a lot of things well. There's going to be a couple different offensive formations that you're going to see out of this team, or you're going to hear me talk about on the radio. So I'll try to be as clear as possible. Just a good ball team. We didn't catch any breaks in this first 2 weeks of the playoffs, folks.
No, we did not. But you got to play who's there.
Yeah, you got to play. I go with the Yellow Jackets also. Next up, Valdosta at Carrollton. This is a big game. Coach Luke picks Carrollton to win this game.
Yeah, that's a nice game. There's several of them that are big time games, but I think Carrollton at home gets the win.
I'm going to go along with the Trojans at home also. Another big game in second 6A game, Lowndes at Buford. Coach Luke picks Buford, much to his chagrin, because he's not a big Buford fan, but he's going with Buford.
Yeah, neither am I, but I think the Wolves get the home win.
I'm going to go with Buford also. I think they get the win. Thomas County Central at Rome. Coach Luke is going to pick Thomas County Central. Rome has been, it started with the first game of the season with the bus wreck. They've come back and they've done a nice job. Thomas County Central at Rome.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Wolves again. It's a rematch of, I think it was a semifinal game last year that Thomas County Central came up here and beat Rome, but I think Rome gets the win this year at home.
I'm going to go with Thomas County Central. I think the schedule might be just a little bit better on what they face, so I'm going to go with them. Although it is a long road trip, I may regret my decision. Cambridge at Central Carrollton, and this one I'm really pulling for on my pick. Coach Luke picks Cambridge.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Cambridge as well. Know a lot more about them. I know Central Carroll has a great running back, if I'm not mistaken, but keep the dream season or the Cinderella season alive with Cambridge.
Yes, I'm going with Cambridge also. Even they lost their last two games of the regular season, tough part of the schedule, but they bounced back with a nice victory last week. Our next pick is Jonesboro at Blessed Trinity, another 4A game. Coach Luke picks Blessed Trinity.
Yeah, I think Blessed Trinity's got a chance to win it all.
I do too. I'm going to go with Blessed Trinity also. Stars Mills, another 4A game at Cartersville. Folks, you might not know much about Stars Mill, but they have been solid the last 4 or 5 years. Coach Luke is going to pick Cartersville.
Yeah, they won the state championship last year. We actually had them scheduled for probably a month or so this year, and then I think actually Cartersville was the game that replaced it, if I'm not mistaken. We picked up Cartersville instead of Stars Mill. So ironic, they're both playing in the
ironically
in the second round. I think Cartersville gets the win.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Canes also. I think Cartersville gets a job done. Baldwin at Peach County, because the winner of our game gets the winner of this game.
Yeah, Peach has been on a roll offensively, according to all the scores. Don't know much about Baldwin, but I think Peach County gets the win.
Yeah, particularly at home. Coach Luke picks Peach County, and I'm going to go along with Peach County also. That wraps up our high school section. We're moving on to the NCAA. And the first pick up is Ole Miss at Florida. Florida has really progressed. They're only a 4-5 record, which does not indicate how well they're playing right now. Ole Miss has had a couple confusing losses throughout the season. Coach Luke is going to go with Ole Miss. I'm going to go with Ole Miss also.
Yeah, I think Ole Miss gets the win. I'd like to see Florida compete, and there's several games this week that could throw a wrench in all the SEC plans, but I don't think this is one of them.
Oh, there's games throughout this college pick that could throw monkey wrench into all the seedings. Next up for us is Kentucky at Texas. Coach Luke picks Texas. Kentucky, sometimes they show up and play hard.
They do. I think the Longhorns are too tough at home.
I agree. I think the Longhorns got to have way too much talent this time, but I still think it might be a close game. Bama at Oklahoma. Oklahoma's been a disappointment so far this season. Coach Luke picks Bama. What about you, Coach?
Disappointment, but it's always, if you can get a home win against Alabama, that does a lot of things for your confidence. But I think Alabama goes on the road. They're playing pretty good football, so I think Alabama goes there and gets the win.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be Boomer Sooner. I think it'll be Boomer Bama. Vandy at LSU. Boy, LSU has hit the tank lately. Coach Luke picks LSU.
They have. That's one of those games that kind of makes or breaks your season if they can get the win at home and right the ship a little bit. But I'm going to go with the road team, the Commodores, to get the win.
I'm going to go with LSU. I think they're just going to be upset, although their defense isn't real great. I hesitate to pick against Vandy. They have played so well. But I'm going to go with the home team, LSU. Ohio State versus hosting Indiana. Coach Luke picks Ohio State.
I'm going to go with Coach Green. I think Ohio State gets the win. Interesting to see rankings after this game, one way or the other. If Indiana wins or if Indiana loses, where they're going to be after Tuesday night.
Right. I've heard a couple of speculations on that. My darling bride and I are going to pick the Buckeyes. Penn State at Minnesota. Coach Luke picks Penn State. Are we still rowing a boat in Minnesota?
I'd love to row the boat.
Same here.
This would make my day if they could get the win. I just don't think they have enough this year to get the upset, but could be possible. I'm going Nittany Lions though.
I'm going to go with the Nittany Lions, but in my heart, I'm rooting for Minnesota to pull the upset. BYU at Arizona State. Coach Luke picks BYU. Arizona State is hotter than a firecracker right now.
I'm going to go with Arizona State at home.
That's where I'm going to. I'm picking the Sun Devils. Remember the old helmets? Those. Yeah. And anyway, Colorado at Kansas. Colorado is poised to finish high in the rankings if they can keep winning. Kansas with a big upset win last week. Coach Luke picks the Buffaloes.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to use some strategy here. I want to take Kansas at home, but since Coach Green is there and we're tied, I'm gonna put that on you to see if you want to go with the upset.
I'm going to pick Colorado. I just like the way they're playing. I am fascinated with what I think is the only Heisman candidate, Travis Hunter. I'm anxious to watch him play. I'm going to pick the Buffs. Army at Notre Dame. This Army team is good. Throw the ball around a little bit. They're just a good ball team, but Notre Dame has been on the rise lately, even though Notre Dame has the 82nd easiest schedule in the country.
Wow. I'd love to pick Army. I wish they could go up there and get the win. I just think Notre Dame's going to be too much for them.
Yeah, Coach Luke picked Notre Dame. I'm going to go with Notre Dame also. Texas A&M is the last of our college picks. They are at Auburn, and I don't know how much money the Auburn boosters have, but I'm thinking Texas A&M is going to get the win. Luke thinks Auburn's going to win.
I'm going to go with the home team. It's one of those wins that I'm not sold on Texas A&M. Their schedule hasn't been the toughest either. Auburn's played some good teams. They're bound to win a game, especially at home. So I'm going to go with Auburn.
I'm going to go with A&M. Let's go with the Aggies. We move along to our NFL picks. We only have two of those this week. 49ers at the Packers. Coach Luke picks the 49ers. He picks the visiting team.
I'll go with the home team, the Packers. Hopefully it'll be cold up there like it's cold here.
And Purdy's a little bit dinged up for the 49ers. So I don't know how effective he's going to be. I was going with the Packers even before I heard about the quarterback for the 49ers. Eagles at Rams. Coach Luke picks the visiting team again. He goes with the Eagles.
Should be a great game. I'm going to go with Davis Allen and the from the Rams.
I hate to pick against Davis. Is he healthy and on the roster?
Yes, he's starting actually. I think he's moved up these last few weeks. So
Oh, good.
Looking forward to his next week.
I'm going to pick the Eagles. I think they might get a victory. Folks, we hope your picks are better than ours, and we really thank you for listening. This has been the Locker Room Predictions, brought to you by the Calhoun Touchdown Club.